folks, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot, back with you again with another review, third one this week. This is actually the second review of the same airport. 48 hours ago we looked at Barcelona El Prat, the new payware version recently released by MK Studios. The second part of this is now today we're looking at the same airport, Barcelona El Prat, released by Aerosoft Simwings. And I'm going to do a full review of this one as I did with MK Studios, and we'll have a look at the differences and the features in this version and see which one you think is best. We are back in Europe. We're in mainland Spain on the Spanish Riviera, and this is Barcelona El Prat International Airport in Spain, Lima Echo Bravo Lima. Today we're looking at the payware version by Simwings and Aerosoft, and it's version 1.0.1 for the PC version of Flight Simulator 2020. The download comes in a 60 meg package and it installs at 3.75 gig. Normally it installs via the Airsoft One desktop app. That will install it for you. And it's currently available from both SimMarket and the Airsoft shop, both of which include VAT in their prices, and they're pretty much the same. So at the moment we're showing prices on SimMarket at €24.15, which equates to $26.43 US, or £20.55 UK. The US and UK prices are estimates taken from the euro, and they include tax and VAT at 20%, which of course may vary depending on which country you're in when you make your purchase. As I said, prices are pretty similar at both locations, so there we go. Another really nice airport. To be honest, I spent over an hour yesterday evening looking over this airport, and yeah, whichever one you buy, you won't be disappointed. But anyway, let's look at the key features of the Aerosoft Simwings version. So, key features: we have highly detailed scenery of Barcelona El Prat Airport and the immediate vicinity, all buildings and service facilities, realistic 3D terrain made from DEM elevation data, sloped taxiways and runways, custom aerial image for the airport elaborately colour corrected and retouched, up-to-date runway, taxiway, apron and stands layout for 2024, custom taxiway lights with some made to work in one direction only, for example the rapid exits, custom and accurate taxiway signage, extremely detailed airport buildings, terminals T1 and T2 with interior airside, terminal T1 has recently constructed southern connection buildings and jetways, animated jetways with static jetways at alternate parkings. We have the Aerosoft visual docking guidance system, the SafeGate system, many custom-made static apron vehicles and cars, realistic nighttime dynamic lighting, car bridges added to upper highway system, replaced the Flight Simulator default street overlays with custom overlays, and the Flight Sim 2020 SDK materials, PBR basically, has been used. Enhanced harbour at approach site with custom objects like tanks, cranes and vessels, and they've replaced the spiky photogrammatic cranes at Barcelona Harbour with 3D models. So there you can see quite a bit has been done. It's great to see that the streets have been replaced with 3D overlays and not left to photo scenery. That's a big plus. And also having the harbour done as well is great. So there's the list of features of the Aerosoft Simwings version. Now let's just look at the history. So, history: Barcelona Josep Tarradellas Barcelona El Prat International Airport, Lima Echo Bravo Lima, also known as just plain Barcelona Airport, is a public use international airport owned and operated by Aena, a Spanish airport company that manages several airports in Spain. The airport is located 9.3 miles or 15 kilometers southwest of the centre of Barcelona, lying in the municipalities of El Prat de Llobregat, Viladecans and Sant Boi in the Catalonia region of Spain. Barcelona is the second largest and second busiest airport in Spain, the busiest international airport of Catalonia, and the sixth busiest in Europe. In 2019, the airport handled a record 52 million passengers. The airport is a hub for both LEBL airlines and Vueling, and a focus city for Air Europa, Iberia, EasyJet and Ryanair. The airport was named by the central government of Spain with its current name in December 2018 in honour of the first Catalan president, Josep Tarradellas. Barcelona's first airfield, located at El Ramallar, began operations in 1916. However, it did not have good expansion prospects, so a new airport at El Prat was opened in 1980. The airport was used as a headquarters of the Aeroclub of Catalonia and a base for the Spanish Navy's Zeppelin fleet. Scheduled commercial service began in 1927 with an Iberia flight route to Madrid Cuatro Venecias Airport. This was Iberia's first flight route. During the time of the Second Spanish Republic, El Prat was one of the bases for LAPE, or Líneas Aéreas Postales Españolas. In 1948, a runway was built, and in the same year, the first overseas service, operated by Pan American World Airways to New York City, was inaugurated, using a Lockheed Constellation. Between 1948 and 1952, a second runway was constructed, perpendicular to the previous one, along with taxiways and a terminal. 1963 saw the airport reach 1 million passengers a year. A new control tower was built in 1965, and in 1968 a new terminal was opened, which still exists today and is in use as what is now called Terminal 2B. From the late 70s to the early 90s, the airport became stalled in traffic and investment until the 1992 Summer Olympics arrived in the city. El Prat underwent a major redevelopment consisting of modernisation and expansion of the existing terminal and the construction of two further terminals known as Terminals A and C. On the 1st of February 2014, Barcelona El Prat was the first Spanish airport to receive a daily flight with the Airbus A380-800 Super Jumbo on the Emirates route to Dubai International Airport. Emirates also offers a second daily flight, also operated by the A380. In December 2016, International Airlines Group, or IAG, announced flights from Barcelona to the US, Latin America and Asia for the summer of 2017. IAG, formed jointly by British Airways, Iberia, Vueling and Aer Lingus, created LEBL Airlines, the second airline after Norwegian, launching low-cost long-haul flights from the Catalan city. Over 70 airlines operate into and out of Barcelona El Prat Airport, with the busiest route being to Amsterdam and the busiest Spanish route being to Palma, Mallorca. So there you go, folks, that's some history for you. It's been around for a while. Like many airports, started out almost as a military place, although this is essentially a brand new airport that was built completely from scratch. Okay, runways. So Barcelona Airport operates 3 runways. Runway 06 left, 24 right, and we're looking down the throat of 06 left at the moment, is the longest, measuring 12,281 feet or 3,743 metres. Runway 06 right, 24 left comes next, measuring 8,727 feet or 2,660 metres. And finally, runway 0220 is the shortest, measuring 8,293 feet or 2,528 metres. All runways are constructed from an asphalt-concrete mix. The airport lies at an elevation of 14 feet or 4.2 metres and sits within the GMT UTC plus 1 hour time zone. Now, like most of Europe, Spain does indeed observe Daylight Saving Time, or DST, which will not begin until the end of March, and so the airport is still currently 1 hour ahead of the UK. So we start with the runway we're looking at, runway 06 left, which features high intensity runway lighting, high intensity airfield lighting system version 2, centerline lighting, touchdown zone lighting, runway end identifier lighting system and precision approach path indicators on both sides. And as you can see, it's got it all here. We've got the approach lights, which are exactly as per the charts. There's the runway end identifier lights, centerline, touchdown zone and the 2 PAPIs there. Landing approach options at this runway, you have an instrument landing system with Y and Z options, and the ILS is also certified to Category 2 and 3 low visibility operations. You also have RNAV transition to runway option, as well as RNP approach, Y and Z options, and also a VOR approach as well. So let's look at 06 right. So here we are, 06 right features exactly the same features. High intensity runway lighting, the airfield lighting system version 2. Again, you have centerline and touchdown zone lighting, but the only difference, you have precision approach path indicators on the right side of the runway. Again, the full approach lighting system, as per the chart, is also there. Approach options here, well, you have exactly the same as 06 right. Instrument landing system with Y and Z approach options, and again certified to Category 2 and 3 low visibility operations. And again, we have RNAV transition to runway, RNAV approach Y and Z options, and the VOR approach option too. So let's look at the other end, 24 left. So here we are looking down the throat of runway 24 left, and once again exactly the same options as the other two runways. High intensity runway lighting, high intensity airfield lighting system version 2, centerline lighting, touchdown zone lighting, and PAPIs, interesting enough, on the left side this time. Approach options for this runway, again exactly the same as the other two ends. Full instrument landing system with Y and Z options, also certified to Category 2 and 3 low visibility operations. RNAV transition to runway, RMP approach with Y and Z options, and a VOR approach, this time with Z and Y options on that approach too. So again now 24 right. So here we are looking down the slope of runway 24 right, and once again all of the same options as the other three ends. Your high intensity runway lighting, centerline lighting, touchdown zone, PAPIs on the left side, just like 24 left. And again the same approach options as well, an ILS with Y and Z, and again certified to Category 2 and 3 low visibility operations. RNAV transition to runway, RMP approach Y and Z, and the VOR approach, the standard version this time. And again the approach light system as per the charts. So finally let's look at the cross runway 0220. We'll start with 02. So here we are looking down the throat of runway 02, and you have high intensity runway lighting, high intensity airfield lighting system, the standard version, centerline lighting, and precision approach path indicators on both sides of the runway. Again as per the charts, and the approach lighting system is on the charts too. Landing approach options here, you have a standard instrument landing system with Y and Z options, but no Category 2 or 3 low visibility ops at this runway. You do have RNAV transition to runway, RMP approach version with Y and Z options, and a VOR approach option too. So let's look at the other end finally, runway 20. So here we are looking down the throat of runway 20 finally, and you have the high intensity runway lighting, which of course covers the whole runway, and the centerline lighting. There are no published instrument approach options for this runway, and again you can see no PAPIs, no vertical guidance at all. So I would suspect that if you're going to come in on runway 20, it's going to be daytime only basically. There's no visual guidance, so it has to be done during BMC and during the daylight only. So that was runways for you. Let's do the jetway test now. Okay, jetways. So here we are on stand 228, exactly the same position and spot as we were in the MK Studios version of the scenery. Let's do the jetway test. So motion looks good, it's at the right speed. I've worked out now this is a baggage slide, so I know what this is. Detail in the jetway looks really good, to be honest. Alright, now we'll see how that looks. I spawned straight from the menu, so let's have a close look. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, it's not touched the aircraft, but it's close enough. Let's look at the Jetway itself. So there you can see the Jetway, nicely modelled. Love the glass effect, and you've got the covered stairwell that goes up, and the Jetway doesn't actually go into the concrete, which is great. So let's look at the other side. Again, that's not too bad. As you can see, it hasn't touched the aircraft, but yeah, close enough. So here's the stand itself. There you can see the visual docking guidance system, and the stand number together with the latitude and longitude, and there we've got an engineer down there on the ramp too. So let's go inside the Jetway. So here we are inside the Jetway, and as you can see, this doesn't actually look too bad. When you look at the bottom, there's only a slight gap there, which isn't bad at all. And the top is not bad at all. As you can see, the Jetway hood isn't touching the sides of the aircraft, hasn't gone through at all. It looks pretty good actually. Okay, so let's open the door and see how that works. So that's pretty good. And there you can see there's practically no infringement of the Jetway hood itself, which is excellent. There's the view from inside looking out, which looks pretty good as well. So let's disconnect the Jetway then. Once again, the hood springs back. And there you go, quite a nice motion. The whole thing looks pretty real enough. The wheels actually look pretty good, so it must have been just an optical thing. And there you go, the Jetway tour returns to its full position. So there you go folks, that was the Jetway test. All looks pretty excellent, no real problems that I can see there. So let's get down to the meat and potatoes of this review and have a look at this airport under the Aerosoft Simwings banner and see how it compares. Okay, so similar to the other version by MK Studios, we're going to start looking at the northern side of the airport first, where you've got the additional terminals and the various bits and pieces. We'll start with this view because I wanted to show you the terrain enhancement. They've done some retouching around the terrain, including the foliage, and here you can see this all fits in really well. And the fact that they've modelled the roads in 3D to a great extent, replacing the photogrammic roads, also really improves the look and feel of this airport. So let's get down and do a pass over the northern side and have a look at what we've got. So here you've got some extended stands here. There's the Iberia hangar, which is grey in this version. It's kind of white in the MK Studios version. Just try and slow this down a bit. So as I say, we're looking at airside first, and the first thing that catches my eye is the amount of detail. I mean, there's more detail here than in the MK Studios version. The buildings look a bit more true to life, if I'm honest. They really do look pretty impressive. So here's the Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 with A and C. And again you can see some very, very good modelling here. Lots of detail. We've got to try and slow this down. And again, lots of ground clutter. There's a few stutters here and there, but then remember, I haven't actually defragged my drive. A little defrag of your flight simulator drive will help with the stutters. But there's a lot of detail there. There you can see the roads, vehicles parked in their correct spots. But the airside looks great, it really does. There's an engineer stood down there. Buses going along the road, again on the correct side of the road. WFS, I know the company, but I can't remember what it's called. We used to work with it at Gatwick when I was there. But again, here we go, the cargo apron. Swissport there. And a real attention to detail. Very, very nice indeed here. There's DHL and UPS. And again, the buildings and the groundwork, there really is nothing left to chance here. Done a lovely job. And again, we get evidence of a little bit of terrain enhancement here. And you can see the 3D roads and even the car parks look better. So if we come off airport just slightly here, I mean, it just looks better. Really does. And as you get off the airport to the motorway here, the signage is good, and you can see they've modelled the motorway and replaced the photo ground and made it much better. So let's go back the other way, but go landside now. Again, you have this really, really nice detail. They've enhanced the roads and made it all look better. Okay, the cars are a little bit out of their spot here. Okay, got some scenery popping there. But all in all, it looks good. I would argue it looks a little bit better than the MK Studios version. There's the fuel farm below us. And here we are at the back of the cargo area. And again, the roads look really good. There's the DHL vehicles. Well, this all looks just so much better. As you can see, a little bit of stuttering here and there, but it's mainly because I haven't defragged my drive, which I probably should have done before I loaded this up. But everything looking really impressive here. See, down here, everything down to the signage, all looks really good. So let's get down low. And now we start to see people. So loads of taxis. And this is what I like to see. People standing outside, you know, waiting for taxis or buses or whatever. It just adds a little bit of realism. The cars look good, they're in the right spots. And here you've got a line of people waiting for a taxi. And various people over there on the other side too, to the left of us. This is Terminal A. Oh, looks great. Loads of people and no real problem with the frame rate. As you can see, everything's pretty smooth. And the people models are pretty good actually. Signage above the road is excellent. It's really good. Let's come up a little bit. Animated flags. There you've got the car rental agencies down there to the left. Very nicely done. Nice 3D modelled car parks there with cars pretty much in the right spots. And a very nicely modelled building. Palm trees look great. I do like palm trees at an airport. And as you can see, we've got the odd people scattered here and there, which just make the airport, give it sort of character. And again, we've got them down here. It's just all nicely modelled. It's very, very nice indeed. There's a footbridge going across to the terminal. And once again, Terminal C. And another line of people down there, look. So let's have a look at the tower here. It's one of many towers on the airport. Okay, no internal modelling, but as you can see, the tower has been constructed, and you can see out through the windows. You get this nice effect looking landside, and there's the effect looking out to airside. So we continue the tour. There's the Veiling building. It all looks pretty really good. I like it. It's very, very good. At the moment, I think it has the edge over the MK Studios version. However, bear in mind, I think as I said at the top of this, whichever one you buy, you're going to be pleased. You're going to be completely satisfied. Taking nothing away from the MK Studios version, it's very, very nice. But for the moment, the Aerosoft version has more detail. So this all looks really, really good. It's been nicely done with enhancements here and there. So here's the hangar. Haven't been able to find any sort of solitary pictures of the hangar, so I'm not sure if this grey colour is correct. The MK Studios version has it white. Once again, a nicely detailed inside of the hangar, complete with Iberia A320 there, and there's enough room for you to taxi in and park in here if you wanted to do so. And there's the other side, complete with the offices, and we've got this solitary gentleman down here to the right, all on his own, bless him. So as you can see, even as you look off airport there, you can see there's a huge improvement in the road system in terms of visibility. It's no longer photo ground. Okay, let's take the opportunity now to head into the airport proper. We'll pass over the airport central area and head towards the main terminal. And you can see it looks really nice. Ground markings and signage are excellent, all been done properly. As we pass over the runway and the taxiways, windsocks there, let's head towards this main control tower in the central area. And there you can see the drainage ditches have been done as well, which is a real plus, I think. So here's the main control tower on the airport here. It's been nicely modelled and weathered. And here, looking at the tower, you've got the mandatory red lights on top, spinning radar, the aerials and antennas, and of course looking through the glass you can see there's internal modelling with controllers. And that's quite impressive. You've got controllers in there, the internal modelling of the tower and everything is really good, all the screens, and you can see outside the windows across to the airport, which is brilliant. And just another view there looking out across the airport from inside the tower. So we just do a tour over the northern side of the main terminal pier here. There's my aircraft parked on stand 228. And again, you have the same attention to detail at the stands as we had on the north side. Here's another control tower, let's get a close look. And once again, internal development along with controllers. Okay, pretty much the same controllers and the same layout as the other control tower, but I'm not complaining, it's been modelled and that's excellent. And there's a view looking out along the north side of the pier, and you can see out through the glass, which is slightly misted as you would expect it down here where they get a lot of sunshine. So we continue the tour westbound. Here you can see the stands extended. It's pretty nice, it really is good. Lots of detail, which doesn't seem to really affect the frame rate that much. It's pretty smooth. I mean, I need to defrag my drive. And again, as we come to the outer reaches of the airport, the photoground has been replaced by scenery that's a bit better developed. Here you've got the highway and the road signs. Just looks better. Again, you've got these drainage sort of ditches and things on the other side here. The whole thing has been modelled much nicely, really, really nicely done. Road signs even out here on the highway. And there you've got a tunnel with cars going through. I wonder if it's actually open. Right, from there it doesn't look like it's open. No, it isn't. It's just modelled that you can see it from a high level. But it looks pretty impressive. So let's go landside and just see what we can see here. Again, a kind of nondescript car park down there, but you know, nicely modelled. I think I saw a guy down there in a car park too. And here the modelling is great. Look at this, and this is a first. I've not seen this before. Here you've got a motorcycle park or motorcycle park with scooters and motorcycles. And once again we've got people, taxis, all sorts of things up here, which brings this place to life. Very nice indeed. It's really impressive. And there's the lower level. Not as detailed as the upper level, but you know, it's fine. Looks really good. Everywhere you look, and we've got another chap down there who really should be wearing a high vis, those guys, although I'm not sure, that could be sort of marked off, I'm not sure. So as we cross to the south side, and you probably notice there is internal development there. We'll look at that probably during the dusk hours, because I feel it's going to look better. But as you can see, beautifully done. Shed loads of detail. And you've got the odd engineer here and there, and vehicles specific to the airport. It's great, it really does look good. So that was the daytime, and you can see loads of detail. It's a great airport. It's really, really good, certainly in the daytime. Let's lower the lighting now to dusk and have a look at the dynamic lighting. Okay, 7 PM, lights came on about 5 minutes ago, and yeah, this looks nice. The signage there out on the taxiway looks good, and as you can see, some nice subtle lighting on each of the stands. And there we are looking out, we're looking northwest. There's the Terminal 2 on the other side there, in the north side, and the cargo apron is also lit, as you can see here. And they're looking northeast. Here you've got Barcelona Port, where they've done work, and I'm going to leave you guys to explore that yourself. And here's the Iberia hangar, and this apron here also nicely lit. So Just a quick look at some taxi signage. Here you've got these green centerline lights, and they've been done with this nice glow again. I really like the way they do this. Here are the blue airfield edge lights. Taxiway signage, plenty of it, all looks pretty good. And here's 06 left, 24 right, runway entry signs, and you've got wigwags. It's really good. So let's get down to the stand where my aircraft is parked, 228, and have a look close up. So here's the aircraft stand, 228, this is where my aircraft is parked, and you can see there's internal development in the terminal. It looks really good. Here's the view from the flight deck. This is what you'll see when you pull up on 228. View from the captain's side. And a view looking out across the first officer's window. Looks really good. So as you can see, the stand lighting is really nice. It's quite subtle. It's being supplied by the correct lights. There's no floating globes anywhere. It's good enough for you to pull up and park. It's not a problem at all. Notice the jetways also have end lighting as well as the red lights. It all looks really nice here. So let's have a look at the tower. So there you can see it's a bit dim from the outside, but then remember you've got misted glass. Let's have a look inside. And there's the interior. Not as bright as I would have expected, but it's perfectly okay, and you can just about see outside the terminal, or outside through the glass. So there's a view looking east on the north side of the terminal pier. You can see you get a good idea of the lighting here. The taxiway signage is good, it stands out really well, and the additional stands here on the north side also very well lit. So let's go inside the terminal and have a quick look. And here's the scene inside the terminal. As you can see, it looks great. This is what I like. You've got a line of people checking in at the gate there for a flight, and they've even got the airline attendant as well. These are the little details that they've added that are missing in so many other sceneries. Apart from that, you can see the signage is excellent. And there's a look down the end of the pier. Let's maybe just have a little travel down here, see what we can see. The signage looks great, and you know, there's atmosphere here and ambience because you've got people. Little restaurant down there with people sat there. Really nice. So here we are, really up close to this information board, and you can see everything is crystal clear. I mean, that's great. That really is good. I mean, this is a lovely scene. For those of you who are not interested, you know, I get it. That's fine. But it's just an example of what Flight Simulator 2020 brings us, and what it gives the developers the option to do, to really showcase an airport in the way that it should be. Lots to explore here. Loads of shops, and this is beautiful. Look at this. It's really nice. So you can see as we travel down the airside road, I mean, this goes on. There you can see internally. Okay, not so many passengers, but you've got upper and lower level, with some passengers on the lower level. And there you can see airside is completely fully modelled, more people down there too. So lots of detail inside the terminal for you to explore. Okay, quick look landside. Again, some very nice subtle lighting. All looks really good. The passengers really just make it, you know. across to the south side of the pier and cross over some of the taxiways here. Yeah, you're not going to have any problems taxiing around here. It's going to be great. So let's go and have a close look at the big control tower. So there she is, quite nicely lit. Not lit in the same way as the one in the MK Studios. I think the MK Studios tower looks a bit better, although it's probably not as internally developed. I think the outside lighting looks better on the other one. Let's go up close. So once again, you've got the mandatory red lights on the top there, and all the antennas, the radar dome, and you've got the internal development there too. And again, all nicely done, but not as bright as I would have expected. So let's go have a look at the north side. So here's the Iberia hangar, quite nicely lit. And inside, a little bit of it inside too. Again, lighting being provided by the correct source. Don't see any globes floating around. Yeah, it looks great, it looks fine. Lots of subtle lighting on the various buildings, and you can see there's all sorts of goings on there landside. It's very, very nice indeed. Plenty of lighting, plenty of detail. It's all very subtle, very nicely done. And there you can see internal development inside the terminal again. Let's go up a bit closer. As you can see, loads of people. And there's a quick shot inside the gate. Again, line of people at the check-in there. And the ramp agent is there too. Very nice. So we continue the tour. There you can see the terminal is fully modelled. Internal development has been done as well. So here we're coming to the cargo apron, parallaxing on these windows here and on the couple of hotels that are landside there. And some nice lighting showing you the different cargo operators. Very, very nice. Fuel farm there, complete with the red lights on the top. And here you can see little subtle bits and pieces as we go off airport. It's great, isn't it? It just looks good. Here you got the hotels. It's very nice. And they're looking landside, all nicely lit. Excellent, no complaints at all. Beautiful. So that was Dusk. As you can see, the night time's rapidly approaching, so let's drop it down to night time. Okay, 10 PM local time, and then you can see the sun is completely gone. And the airport lighting is good. All looks pretty impressive. They're looking towards the northwest. There's the runway 6 left, you can see in front of us. Cargo area in the distance. And there we look to the north, you've got the terminals, northern terminals and the Iberia hangar. Everything looking pretty impressive. And once again, just to show you the signage at night, there you can see the green lights casting that lovely glow. It does look so much, it really does look good. And you have the wigwags. And once again, just a close look at the north side of the terminal here. And it all looks really impressive. And as we approach the terminal, really nice. Very, very nice indeed. There's high quality modelling everywhere you look. There's really, really good attention to detail. Look, you've even got headlights on that van down there. And there you've got the emergency exit point there that we just passed over the green sign. So there you can see the helicopter approach pad there. You've got approach lighting with sequence flashing lights. You've got the helicopter glide slope lights, and there's the green pad. We're at the far northeast corner of the airport. Here's the Iberia hangar, and there it is. Let's get a closer look. So there you go. There's the I think that's a really nice addition for you helicopter guys. You're catered for here. You've got a pad there with approach lighting, and that looks really good. Okay, so that was night time. Let's bring the dawn up. Okay, 7:15 in the morning, and there you can see the beautiful red glow appearing on the airport from the sun, which is just behind me and to the right. And then looking north, the Iberia hangar to the right, the cargo apron to the left, and the main terminal in front of us. And as we look east, there's the sun rising over the sea, and you've got the Port of Barcelona out here along the shoreline, which you can explore yourselves. Looks really good. Okay, 10:30 in the morning, and time for me to give you my conclusions and thoughts. So let's look at what they've got here. You have much more internal terminal development, lots of it, and passengers. Loads of detail, which internally, you know, in terms of eye candy, I think it's great. The car parks are much better developed generally around the airport. The car models are good, and largely they sit within their parking spots. They've not been literally just scattered. You have properly delineated parking spots, and you've got the motorcycle parking spot too with all those bikes, which is another nice touch. The landside motorways look much better in terms of resolution. They've all been replaced. They've got the photoground has been overlaid with almost 3D modelling, or basically it's modelling at a higher resolution, which makes it look better, and complete with the road signs as well. The north side here, in my opinion, looks neater. There's a lot more detail wherever you look, airside and landside. You've also got the corporate terminal as well, and also the terrain around the airport and the way it moulds in just looks better. The control towers have been internally developed, and they've got people. It looks a bit weird at dusk and night time because they're really quite dark. So prices, for those of you who want the comparison, the MK Studios version is cheaper. It's only sort of just under €20, €19 and 19 cents. That includes tax from the sim market shop. The Aerosoft version comes in slightly more expensive. It's about €5 more expensive. It's coming in at €24 or just over €24. So the Aerosoft Simwings version is more expensive, not by much. But to be honest, the level of detail is excellent. I think the Simwings Aerosoft version wins out in terms if you were comparing the two. This for me is the best version available. You will need to defrag your drive and make sure your video drivers are up to date. But once you do all of that, the stutters are largely reduced, and as you can see as I've moved over the airport, it's a very smooth place. It's a very smooth project, but there's shed loads of detail, right down to things like headlights on some of the static cars, people standing where you wouldn't expect them to be. The whole thing has been beautifully modelled, and all sits within the airport, or sits within the terrain environment here on the south coast of the Mediterranean. And the other thing I really like about it, they've gone to town on the roads around the perimeter of the airport. They've replaced the photo ground with higher resolution roads that just look better. So the whole airport looks good. So I think personally it's good for the price. You've got a load of detail, and the Aerosoft Simwings version is great, and for the moment probably the best version. So, but let me preface this all by saying that, you know, whichever version you buy, you will be pleased. The MK version, MK Studios version, I have reviewed already. That came out 24 hours ago. Go and have a look at that and see what you think. I think that's good too. You've got everything you need in terms of airside for a pilot, and lots more as well. They've done a lovely job on their airport. And it's the cheaper version, so if you're looking for a payware version and don't want to spend the extra money, then MK Studios will suit you just fine. It's a very, very good product, and I've got no problems recommending that either. But at the moment, the Aerosoft Simwings version is the best. They do a great job on these airports, and the detail around the airport really just shows it. Everything expertly modelled and visually great, loads to explore, and the bonus is you've got the terrain around the outside of the airport has been colour matched and touched up, and I haven't even looked at the port, which they've worked on as well, so that's for you to explore. So I think, yes, eminently worth the price. So yeah, no hesitation at all in recommending both sceneries, but the Aerosoft one for me takes the cake. There you go, Barcelona El Prat Airport in Spain, Lima Echo Bravo Lima. This is the Simwings Aerosoft version, and you can also get the version by MK Studios, which is about €5 cheaper and also extremely good product. This is version 1.0.1 for the PC version of Flight Sim 2020. A download here, 60 megs, and it installs at 3.75 gigs. The Aerosoft Simwings version available from both SimMarket and the Aerosoft shop, and if you get it from the Aerosoft shop, it installs via the app. Simwings Aerosoft version is priced at €24.15 or $26.43 US, or £20.55 UK. The US and UK prices are estimates taken from the euro, and they do include tax or VAT at 20%, which of course may vary depending on which country you're in when you make the purchase. Prices are pretty much similar for the two locations, Aerosoft shop and SimMarket, both advertising this product around the €24 mark. So thank you very much for joining me. If you've been anticipating this and wondering which one to buy, I can say without a shadow of a doubt you will be pleased with either version. Whichever version you buy, they're both very, very good renditions of this very popular airport on the south coast. It's well liked by many tourists in Europe from east and west, and lots of Americans come over as well. It's a very popular airport. It's a large airport, and it's also quite regularly covered by VATSIM online when you fly online as well. So yeah, that could be really fun. So thanks for joining me, folks. I hope these two videos have helped you if you're wanting to decide. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for supporting me. I've got over 1,100 subscribers now, and they're slowly rising up. Thank you all very much. If you want to support me, I'm a one-man band. I buy good 40-50% of the products that I review in terms of payware. So if you want to support me, you can buy me a coffee. Link is in the description below. It's really cheap, and it just helps me to bring the videos out for you to see. So that's it for this week. I'm going to be flying this weekend. We'll be continuing the world tour. I'm in Dubai at the moment, and we'll be heading to Mumbai in India. I might try and get some video of that one. And yeah, so enjoy the rest of your week and have a great weekend. Safe flying. And yeah, great to see you guys. Thank you very much for joining me. My name's Lee. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.